Hello, and happy February. So as a suggestion came into my Tumblr about making a video about Radha and Krishna, I thought that that would be a perfect topic to talk about as Valentine's Day is approaching. So first of all, let's get a little background on Valentine's Day. Well, most people, let's just talk about the people of today's world. That everybody in today's world is all like lustful, and their love isn't love, it's all about lust, it's all this material crap. And the perfect thing about Radha and Krishna's love is, though they were not married, they had a way more powerful love. That their love was more than just relationship, boyfriend-girlfriend thing. It was like they were best friends, they were friends, they did all this stuff together. It was just so magical because it was so much more than just marriage or whatever. So anyway, the anonymous question that I got, it said, my humble request to you is that if you could explain about the love between Krishna and Radha to the people, that their love was divine, that their love was not mere physical attraction or involvement of senses, but a cup of nectar that those who have drunk it, they can only understand the pure love between them. Today's world is, as you know, full of bloodshed and violence. Every day we see torture and depression and ultimately death. So I'll be grateful if you spread God's love through your video. So yeah, that's pretty much their humble request. So yeah, I would really like to talk about Radha and Krishna's love. And even how they said about how the world is all about bloodshed and death and crap, you know, because people are scared of death, and they pretty much in today's world, their goal in life is to like find somebody to be with, and that's pretty much their only goal. Because in today's society, that's pretty much what is held more, how do I put that? It's like the goal of life pretty much is to just be in a relationship, and that's pretty much, oh, if you're in a relationship, oh, you are, that's so like special. And then people like obsess over their boyfriend or girlfriend, and then that's really not healthy, because either one, people don't care enough, or two, they're like attached to the person, and then whenever, if anything ever did happen to one of them, or they broke up, or they got cheated on, or just anything, even if they got in an argument, like that person's life would practically be like over. And what's really ridiculous is like really young people getting in relationships like that. Yeah, like they're very young and all they want is to be with somebody. It's not because, oh, you're compatible for me, or you know what it should be, we have a divine connection here. But what it is now is like lust. I lust over this person because they look like really hot to me or whatever, and people get into that, and then that's the only reason why they're in it, either because they're like lustfully attracted, or they just are really freaking desperate and need to be with somebody to feel complete in life. They go to other people to find like completion rather than going to God, which is the only thing that can really fill that need, because we have like a need to be loved, and there's no other perfect love than the love of God. So honestly, the only way that you can ever even find another human being to be with is if you put God in your heart, because then he will protect you from being attached to people in a very unhealthy way. So, you know, as long as you know that God is the only attachment that's worth having, then you're pretty much protected and you can be in a good relationship. So yeah, with that in mind, we shall start talking about Radha and Krishna. So they're considered like the perfect love. Their love was, as I said before, more than just physical attraction. It was friend, lover, playmate, perfect. That sounds weird. But yeah, they're just perfect. And she was his first devotee. And she had the most pure heart of all the gopis. Like, all the gopis like loved Krishna, as we all know. But she stood out the most because she had the most pure love for him, and she would dance whenever he played his flute, as all the others would, but he just was so in love with her and she was so in love with him. It was mostly her love. And, you know, he said, like, there's no way that I could love you as much as you love me. Because her love was so huge, you know. So when he was leaving Vrindavan, she never stopped waiting for him to come back, where everyone else just kind of gave up. Even though she was married, he was married, she just never gave up because they were soulmates. Their love was perfect. Yeah. So pretty much Radha and Krishna symbolize what love should be. They're the symbol of the longing for God and that deep like longing to have God, because not only did she love him as a person, she loved him as God, and that's why she had that longing always. And people get confused, and this is a really big thing that I would like to talk about, is people think that like Krishna was, okay, this is mostly from people who aren't Hindu, or even people like that are beginning into Hinduism. They look at Krishna and they see him with all the gopis and they see that he had all these wives. And what I hear a lot, which, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's very common to think, you just look at these pictures and you're just like, whoa, Krishna was a pimp. But no, Krishna had all these wives not because he wanted to satisfy himself, but he wanted to satisfy them. He wanted to satisfy all their pure desires. Every single woman, pretty much every single woman wanted Krishna as their husband. They would leave their husbands and go out in the forest and look for Krishna because they needed Krishna. They all longed to have Krishna as their husband. So to satisfy their pure desires, Krishna did marry a lot of people. So yeah, but that was to satisfy their desires. It had nothing to do with himself. He gave without wanting in return, which is like perfect. That's seriously just the best love that you could. Yeah, so, but with Radha and Krishna, as I said before, they were soulmates, and Krishna enchants the entire world, and yet Radha still enchants him. So their love is like, it's uncomparable for the other gopis. The other gopis was like a pond or a river, but she was like the ocean of love for Krishna. So it's pretty intense. So yeah, what we can pretty much learn from Radha and Krishna in our own lives is to try to find a love that would like symbolize them. That's pretty much the goal of everybody. They want a love like Radha and Krishna that's like perfect and beyond lust, and that's pretty much the teaching behind them. She symbolizes that perfect love that you can have for God, and also the perfect love that you can have for another person that can be pure and just perfect. But as I said before, you cannot have that pure, perfect love if you expect that person to fill that void that you have. Krishna is the first love. You know, God is the first love. God loves you more than any other person could love you. All the lovers in the entire world cannot even, like, give a fraction of the love that Krishna can give you. The love that you receive from God is the most perfect love. It's like, it cannot be described in words. So yeah, we need to learn to try to love like we are loved, to love God like he loves us, which is just completely to the end, so unconditional, so perfect, and just, it's really intense. But yeah, once you do have that, which is why I cannot stress enough that it's so important to have God first before you go out and like look for people to even help you spiritually. It's just really hard to do, because then you become attached. You need to be attached to God, and when you're attached to God first, like all the other attachments, they can't. Like God just protects you from being attached to anything else, because once you're attached to God, that's like such a big attachment that you just don't have a desire to be attached to anything else. So when you have two people that are attached to God, you know, they can have like a blissful, real, loving relationship. And yeah, that's pretty much the key to success in a relationship, at least. So keep that in mind for those who are, oh my gosh, it's Valentine's Day, I need to find somebody. No. You don't need anybody, you need God. So if you're single this Valentine's Day, your Valentine is Krishna. As a matter of fact, everyone's Valentine is Krishna, no matter what. Because he's there first, and then everyone else can just all get together and worship him. And then that makes a perfect love. So yeah. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. Hope that cleared it up. And for the people who messaged me, even before this person about Radha and Krishna messaged me, I will make a video about the stuff that you guys suggested, which one from an anonymous person was other sounds to chant to feel a vibration, such as Om. I will make a whole video about different things you can chant during meditation and such, and maybe even talk about like breath practices and cool stuff like that. And then Vishnu and Shiva. Yeah, and I think there was more, but yeah, I'm gonna try to make a video about all that, and if anyone else has more suggestions that they want like a whole video about, that would be great, because this is fun. Alright, goodbye.